Happy full moon in September 6, 2017. Mercury goes direct on the 5th, and that means get your contracts ready, get your signatures ready. We're moving forward with our directions. I feel as though the last eclipse that took place in August, the two eclipses, were all about pushing us to view and review everything that never worked out, or everything that we thought or would be for us. Okay, there's never an ending without a new beginning, and there's never starting a new fresh start until something kind of comes breaking down. Okay, so what I'm trying to get at is, I feel like this is a happy new beginning. I feel like this is a place where you've established a belonging, or you're just at a place in your life now where you're like, I really don't care. I don't care what others see me as. I don't care if people are there with me or not. I don't care. This is all about fulfilling what I want to do, going after what I want to do, and it doesn't really matter how I do it, as long as I take the steps, the accurate steps, and why it's accurate or how it's accurate, is that the doors will open. The doors will open, and with each step leads to another step. And if you fall on the first step, then you pick yourself up and you move forward in the next step. And sometime 2 years, 3 years, 4 months, 6 months, 10 years, 15 years, I don't care how long it takes. If you tried to do it 10 years ago and you're still dreaming of doing it now, then I'm sure new things have started, new ways have started, new paths have started. So take that new path and let go of the old path, and those old people. Let go of those old people. People move on, so you need to move on. You need to start a new way and just proceed, okay? Whew, okay, so let's get this reading done. It's going to be with the Babylonian Tarot. It's upside down. Babylonian Tarot. Just some card fell, and it's pretty funny. So Babylonian Tarot card deck, and the influence of this reading is the Hanged Man Tammuz. So this is a sacrifice of an old part of yourself, or an old partner, or an old person that doesn't serve you anymore. There's some people that, you know, because they were in a relationship where they felt neglected, betrayed, hurt, mistrusted, or, you know, they shared their life stories and their pain and their trauma, and they found that someone else was doing the same thing to them. The person that they trusted started doing the same thing to them. It could be a family member, a friend, a lover, whatever. And then when we experience stuff like this, the future experiences that we have, we either fear it's going to repeat, or we do to other people, or we seem to attract circumstances like that. Okay, so this is the time right now where you're taking that and you're literally sacrificing it to move forward. Okay, so you're taking that life experience, you're taking this scenario that happened years ago, and you've sacrificed it to move on in a different path, in a new way. Maybe in the path you wanted before, in the direction, that you wanted to go before, but it wasn't with the right circumstances, places, or things, because you've changed since then. Okay? Our perceptions change with age and maturity, and with life experiences. You know, don't get me wrong, there's some people out there who are 80 years old and they'll never mature. You know, they'll still make the same mistakes because they love it. They thrive off of it. It's an excitement. But if you're not that way, you got to sacrifice that old perception and ideologies, because If you're still dreaming, we're in the Piscean and Virgo full moon. So if you're still dreaming, Pisces is all about that dreamer. Dreaming of that woman, dreaming of that place, dreaming of that circumstance, dreaming of that job, that new country or whatever. So maybe it didn't work out before because you were in La La Land. Maybe you just thought some house would be given to you and you'd be happily married to some random woman because the grass is always greener on the other side. So we think. It's not. But maybe this time you're actually willing to, maybe you've learned a new language within the last 10 years. Maybe you're willing to work for a cause. Maybe you've been hired for a new cause. Maybe you've applied to 10 or 15 new, hotel jobs or new jobs in a new city or town or country, and you're willing to work to pay for rent. And if you happen to fall in love with someone there and it happens naturally and you stay there, or you want to stay there for the rest of your life, then by all means, it just shows that you're doing it more accurate for you. So sacrifice that old. Let go of it. Okay. Just dropped a card. So, okay, I'm gonna read it this way. Cherub of Arrows, human-headed spirit. Ace of Cups, fertility. Looks like all these new cards are repeating itself. And the Fool, Enkidu. It seems as though every new moon or full moon, literally, like, the cards will repeat itself, as to say, like, physics, right? Remember the last reading? We're still going forward with those energies, and, Okay, so this is all about starting a new beginning, something that you've never done before, something that you think you've done before, but you really haven't done before. The more you think you know about something, the more you've excelled in something. If you start in something new, you're going to be a little toddler at it. It's something new. You haven't mastered it because it's something new. There's no human being who is a master in everything in life, because there's something new in everything. There's a new craft to learn. There's a new path to experience. There's a new person to learn from. There's a new inner self to learn from. Talking about traveling to a new foreign land, traveling in the border, wanting to visit. I just got a phone call right before I started the camera. My brother calls me up and he's like, hey, you coming with us to Buffalo on Monday? And I'm like, I don't know if I can make it. But the point is, crossing that border. Okay, so he called me up to say to me, let's go have fun for the day to Buffalo. It's about 4 to 6 hour drive because he likes driving, and I don't. So depending on if I chose to say yes or not, as an example, right? It's an adventure. It's an experience. Going with people that you care about. Going to a foreign place. It's not foreign because I've been there before, but within the next few years, every time we go, there's a new experience. We see something new, a new building, a new bridge, a new business that we want to visit, a new location, or we see things in a new light. We go with different people, whatever it is. And it seems as that when we do things or when we don't do things, for example, if I was to go to Buffalo, it could be that one day that I'm going, or that 2 days that I'm going, I could perhaps view or review things in the car, or when I'm staring at all the buildings and kind of review my life and be like, I am on the right track, or you know what, maybe I really didn't focus on that contract and there needs a revision, or maybe I could update my resume, or maybe I could update my skills, or maybe I'm skillful enough and maybe I'm just applying at the wrong places or aiming to go here and there, and I'm doing too many things at once. Maybe you just need a breather. Maybe you just need to go out and have a spa day with a friend. Maybe you just need to have a girls' night out. Maybe that's all you need. Okay? Ace of Cups is all about having an abundance of something, okay? Health, happiness, friendship, family, money, happiness, joy, beauty, attractiveness, power, knowledge, wisdom, maturity, experience. Although it's not known to be a card for teachers, it can be. For example, if you have an experience teaching people, if you're naturally like a teacher and you have, you know, you're a social worker, or you've got teaching skills, or you have a degree, or you've been doing it all your life, or counseling, this card can come up for you too. It means that you have a worth, like a high worth, or like you have much of stuff, an accumulation of it, and other people would need that from you. It could also be in a foreign land or in a different land, because you're in a land where there's water, or you've got to pass the border. Okay, so it could be that if you want to be a teacher in a foreign land and teach English, you know, apply for your TOEFL certificate. Look it up. There's a lot of people that have been doing that, okay? And the human-headed spirit is all about contemplate, use your brain, use your mind. You got to be rational and analytical when you're deciding things, okay? You want your heart to be ignited too, because you want to go forward with your passions. You don't want to just take a job because it pays well, and then you work with a bunch of dumbasses and assholes who step all over you, okay? Someone treats you, if you're new, and anywhere, even if it's somewhere where you're, anywhere where you live, if you're new and someone is rude to you, they don't have that right to be rude to you, okay? So tell them to their face, don't talk to me that way. You don't have to be all over them. You don't have to be violent. Just don't talk to me that way, you know? Or go and talk to someone in the higher, you know, HR department or management, and just tell them, like, nobody has the right to talk to me that way. I don't care if I'm new. Nobody does. I'm here to work. I'm not here to play favoritism, or just because whatever. So you gotta rationalize things that, okay, your heart's important, because you want, even if you land a job where you're happy and then someone else is not happy that you're there, someone who's worked there 2 years and nobody, you know, maybe you're young and hip and people like you, and there's another person that doesn't like that there. So what? It's got nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. And sometimes you have to mirror that to them, okay? So you don't have to be violent, but you got to tell them firm, okay? Sometimes that's all they expect from you is, or wouldn't expect from you, is to be firm and diligent, and to tell them, don't talk to me that way, okay? So you got to use your mind. You got to use your intellect sometimes. Don't let anybody step all over you. Okay, these are not even just like full moon stuff, okay? This is like everyday stuff. And it seems as though, okay, this is happening for a lot of people, not just me, not just my, like, a lot of people around me. People want to shift in their careers, okay? The last, how many years of our lives, like, how many people go to school, they spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, and then they can't even get a job in their own, like, they can't get a job. And they go back to retail. So a lot of people, what they're doing is they're traveling in hopes that they can work and gain experience in another foreign land. 10 of Discs, completion. Okay. A few months back, 2-3 months ago, you completed something, and I even have a few YouTube videos where it was like the full moon, and it was all about completion. So you worked you did everything. But it seems like that last eclipse that took place, you had to re-experience something that happened years back, and you had to re-experience that so that it never takes over you ever again. So that it never has to repeat in the same manner that it had, you know. So something happened during the last eclipse, the last 2 eclipses, that You thought that it was what it was, but it was. A lot of people, what they're doing is they're traveling in hopes that they can work and gain experience in another foreign land. 10 of Discs, completion. Okay. A few months back, 2-3 months ago, you completed something, and I even have a few YouTube videos where it was like the full moon and it was all about completion. So you worked you did everything. But it seems like that last eclipse that took place, you had to re-experience something that happened years back, and you had to re-experience that so that it never takes over you ever again. So that it never has to repeat in the same manner that it had, you know. So something happened during the last eclipse, the last 2 eclipses, that you thought that it was what it was, but it wasn't. Everything's an illusion, okay, guys? And you should know that, because Neptune and Pisces, and I know we're in the full moon now, but you got to remember, eclipses, they're not just that day. They last. It's past and it's the future too. Like, it lasts until you make a decision, actions, not just with your mind, to get rid of it and start something new. Same cards are coming up. Somebody has, I'm picking up on somebody that's watching. Sorry that my mind's kind of, there's somebody who has recently gone through a divorce and has been hooking up with a bunch of people to get over the fact that they're going through a divorce. You don't want to cover up your pain, your inner pain, by going out with a bunch of people, because that's not gonna, hiding away from your own pain is not gonna make it go away. If that's the case, you're gonna have to repeat. Remember that repeat, that sacrifice. If you're not willing to sacrifice it and let go of it, it will repeat with the next people that you're going out with, and it will repeat with in the next 30 years of your life. I don't know about you, but do you want to be 80, 90 years old reliving the same thing over and over and over again? No. Okay, one more card and that's it. Princess of Cups, Ishara. Follow the signs around you. This is... oh, okay, and then we got a Two of Cups. Two of Cups is a great card. Okay, but anyways, lots of cups. Intuition, watery, feminine. The signs are around you, okay? Your intuition knows best. When it comes to rational things like, you know, starting a business or moving to a foreign land, you want to use your brain. You want to be rational. But you got to also trust your intuition, because if something doesn't feel right, it's not right. If someone is changing their words regularly just because it seems like they want to be with you, don't do that, because don't go with them, because you want someone who's firm in their, who knows what they want to. If they're consistently changing, they're not reliable, and you won't be able to do whatever, okay? I don't know if this helped. I saw and expressed. There's a lot more that I saw, but I didn't want to read it because it's just, this is going to be a 40-minute video, and it's going to lead to, it was more about that divorce. Oh my gosh, I've never had this card before. It was more about that divorce, and seeing the many different people. But 8 of Discs, skills. I've never had this card in this deck. So that's pretty neat, eh? So if you're somebody who's into astrology or astronomy or studies the planetary alignments, if you're interested in about it, look up a full moon cycle, what's going on, and Mercury going direct. Maybe you need to express how you feel to other people. Maybe you need to express to the correct people around you. There's people that do care about you, but you got to express to the correct people. How do you know who the correct people are? Is how they treat you. If someone is going to disrespect you and say that they're on your side and their actions show that they're not, disregard them. Don't talk to them. Love yourself more. If you don't love yourself more, other people will not love you. You know, and maybe there are people who think they love themselves, but they treat other people like shit. And to me, in my opinion, that's not loving yourself, because only an intelligent, mature, wise person knows that if you treat yourself like shit, if you treat other people like shit, you're treating yourself like shit, because that shit will return back to you. Someone else will treat you like shit. Your family member, their family member, your future girlfriend, your past boyfriend, your child, anything, a stranger, your work employees. So treat others good, and when you do, you'll find that people care and they will be there for you. And just look up the Virgo and Pisces influences during this full moon, okay? September is going to be a very big month, like I said, completing something. We're in the 9th month. 9 is all about completion, so that we can start a new fresh beginning, okay? Thanks for watching. Take care.